Hey guys!
Welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Liv.
And I'm Phoebe.
For today's video, we will be discussing the book Forget Me Not, written by Ellie Terry.
You may consider it a book review, but there's actually one major problem. I've actually never read the book, whereas Liv has. If you do want to see a book review, we do have one up as well. There will be a link in the description and iCard above. So for this video, Liv has prepared a presentation relating to the questions that I have prepared to ask her. Well, some of them.
Anyways, before we get started, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, share this video with your friends and family, and be sure to hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we post a video. Anyways, let's get started.
Okay, so my first question is, what are the ratings on media?
So the rating on Common Sense Media is 5 out of 5 stars, and they do rate it 11+. I totally agree with the age rating because I'll share my views later. And on GoodReads, it's 4.2 out of 5 stars.
Great. So I remember you mentioning at the start the author is Ellie Terry. I would appreciate it if you could tell me a little bit about her, and I'm sure everyone watching would too.
Ellie Terry lives in Utah with her husband and 3 kids. She published the book in 2017, and she has been diagnosed with Tourette Syndrome.
Thanks. My next question would definitely have to be, can you explain a bit more about Tourette Syndrome? I have a very broad idea of what it is, but prior to the reading, I think it would be beneficial to know a bit more about it. But before you do answer, to anyone who is sensitive to hearing about Tourette syndromes, or any syndromes really, or diseases, please refer to the description box below or comments for a timestamp of where to skip to so you don't have to listen to this part. The timestamp will be at the very top of the description box, so you can just tap on it, and same with the comment. I also quickly wanted to refer to this. The reason we're talking about Tourette syndrome is because it is obviously going to be involved in the book. Anyways, please skip ahead if you don't want to hear this. Take it away, Liv.
Right. So, Tourette syndrome is a condition of the nervous system and causes people to have tics. Tics are sudden twitches, movements, or sounds that people do over and over again and cannot stop their body from doing these things. More information will be linked below for anyone wanting to read more about it. Before Phoebe asks me her next question, I just wanted to say I am no expert on any of these topics, and these are just my views. For Tourette syndrome, I am just trying to give you a brief explanation on what it is. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Now, you previously mentioned that Ellie Terry has had Tourette syndrome, but before I ask you the question, I was just about to ask you, is Tourette syndrome a big element in the book? Because as I previously mentioned, the only reason we're talking about Tourette syndrome is because it does have an appearance in the book. So is it a really big element or just something minor?
It is definitely a really big kind of element because it is about a girl who who is trying to kind of she's diagnosed with it and she does not know and she's learning to cope with it. So it is quite a big element.
Okay, thank you. Now, because Ellie Terry has experienced this or is still experiencing this to this day, either ways, do you think it affects the book? And if so, in a good way or a bad way?
I think it affects the book in a good way because it's like nothing you could ever find on the website. I mean, it's someone who is experiencing it. Like it's put into like a story that communicates the message and communicates what this girl goes through. And I feel like it's a good way of communicating the message just because they are she's experienced it. She knows what it's like to have TS and what it's like to be the new girl and what it's like to kind of move to a new school and try to hide something.
Okay, thank you. Moving on. Can you please give a short summary of the book without giving too much away, so maybe not all the huge secrets or anything like that?
Yeah, sure. So, Forget Me Not is a book about an astronomy loving girl named Calliope June who is diagnosed with Tourette syndrome. This is why I said it is a big element of the book. When she and her mother move yet again since the death of her father, she tries to hide her tics at her new school, which causes her multiple problems, including being teased about this. The story is told from two point of views. One from Calliope, of course, and the other from her neighbor Jinsong Peng. I feel that the story is mainly focused on how how people learn to deal with something that makes them unique, and I really love it. The book is set in St. George, Utah, in a secondary school.
Okay. So you just mentioned that the book is written in two point of views. This is a technique used in many books. However, sometimes having two point of views can be a downfall. Do you think that this is a downfall or a benefit to the book?
I personally think this is a benefit to the book because I personally really, really love knowing what two different people feel during the same scenario. Let's say you're tasting a piece of chocolate cake. One might say, "Oh, I love this chocolate cake." The other might say, "Oh no, I don't like this chocolate cake. It tastes really bad." So I feel like, and then they explain why, of course. And just when they explain why, I really like to see how I like to educate myself on how different people think, even if they're in the same scenario.
Great. Okay. So you're saying that this is a benefit to the book.
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's talk about what your personal views are. So, if you wouldn't mind sharing maybe your personal ratings, a little bit about the themes, who you would recommend this to, and who you wouldn't, maybe an age group, and anything else you want to add onto it.
Personally, I would recommend this book to people over the age of 11, and I would definitely rate this 5 stars. I would I say this because it's well written, but it does have it's just a quite a moving story and has a strong set of themes. If you are sensitive to the topic of diseases, disabilities, or syndromes, this would definitely not be a book I suggest reading it, as its main theme is TS. However, it would be a good book to educate yourself about how others may feel or how people suffer through syndromes like this, and we should not treat them differently, and in fact, treat them the same way we would want to be treated. This can also give us all a boost of self confidence, pride, and self esteem if we are trying to hide something that makes us unique. This book is an emotional roller coaster. So if you're into books that fall under this category, this is 100% recommended for you.
Thank you. So, since the young age, we've all been taught that books or fairy tales or really any stories always have a message, moral, or meaning, or something along the lines of that. Now, some people think that some books don't, and it is true, some books don't. Do you think that this book does? And if so, what do you think the message is? And if there isn't, why do you think there's not?
I think this book has two messages actually. One is to like treat others the way you would like to be treated. This is a message in so many books, including this one. The second message would be kind of don't try to hide yourself. Do not try to hide yourself and change for someone else or change because you're moving to a new school. Just try to be yourself. Just be yourself, even if someone doesn't like it. That's their problem, not yours.
Okay. Thank you very much. Anything else you want to say?
I really hope you guys read this. It is honestly one of the best books I've ever read, and I really hope you guys read it. That's it.
Okay. Anyways, guys, we will leave links to Common Sense Media, GoodReads, and ways you can purchase the book or get a digital copy in the description below. Maybe the question of the day should be, do you prefer digital books or hard copy books? I definitely prefer hard copy books just because, well, I don't really know why, but I do. What about you, Liv?
I think I prefer hard copy books um, over digital books because I really like just feeling the pages and I like turning the pages. I feel like it's an important part in reading a book. It's like your mind gets to think about turning the page, and whereas on like a Kindle or other digital book, it's like it's a bright screen and it's not as good for your eyes also. So
Yes, but no offense to anybody with a Kindle or anything or the Kindle.
yeah, it's just my personal view.
I do have a Kindle and I love the Kindle, but definitely hard copy books. Anyways, leave your opinions down below. The book is also available on Audible, so I'll leave a link to the audiobook as well and anything else we promised.
I did also just want to quickly say that these are my opinions and I'm not a professional on anything. Same for TS. I am not a professional on that topic, and if you want to learn more about it, I have put a few links below on it.
When we say TS, we mean Tourette Syndrome. Anyways, guys,
Yes.
we hope you enjoyed the video.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye!
Bye!